Earlier, our reporter Calvin Dludla spoke to Specialist Investigator Mike Bolhuis on the safety of women.
On Thursday, the national spokesperson of the South African Police Service, Brigadier Atlenda Mate, mentioned that 2 of the 3 suspects that are sought in connection with the brutal murder of Olorato Mongale are out on bail. They are facing charges of kidnapping and robbery. But let me introduce Mr. Mike Bolhuis, an expert in serious violent crime. Thank you very much for your time. Now, we are told that Mr. Bolhuis, that 2 of the suspects are out on bail. What does this say about our criminal justice?
Well, the possibility that they received bail is that they were assisting the police and maybe turned state witness. That is a possibility. Also, the possibility that there wasn't enough evidence to keep them incarcerated with a third, enough to hold them without bail. Those could be the 2 reasons.
What does this mean now, the outlook of our NPA now about this case? One would say they should be disgraced.
Yeah, obviously we now see that they shouldn't have received bail. So the real facts surrounding the bail and bail conditions will have to be scrutinized and investigated. They are now sought, and we need the public's help, everybody's help, to assist the police and the authorities to find these 2 criminals. The possibility that they had serious bail conditions and didn't adhere to it, or they stopped communicating with the authorities and the police, could also be a reason why their bail have been revoked and why they are now sought.
So now, what can we expect now if they get rearrested? Are they still going to be granted bail?
No. If they're going to be arrested now, they won't get bail. And I'm hopeful and I'm quite sure they will be caught. We've got 1. If you got 1, you can get all 3. And I'm sure they won't make that mistake again. They will be kept and they won't get bail.
You can't point out any irregularities on the NPA side.
Not, we can only speculate, but facts makes the difference. We have to look at the facts, exactly what has happened in the court hearing, actually from the beginning, from incarceration till where they got bail. You need to really investigate that thoroughly in order to see if there was any form of corruption or negligence. So at this stage you can't say, but now needs to be focused on the fact that these 2 are sought and they must be found and they must be arrested.
You are an expert in serious crimes. You can tell us now, we have been covering stories where males are killing their girlfriends. Where is the problem? What needs to be done, especially when it comes to law?
Well, first of all, the ladies must be careful out there. The crimes against children, women and the elderly is out of hand in our country, and it's Children's Week this week. So I want to obviously give a stern warning to all criminals that those of us who fights the crime constantly, we're out there to get you. But I also have to warn the ladies and the women. They must be careful. They must not just be with anybody. They must do a thorough investigation before they get into any relationships. You cannot nowadays just get a phone call, have a few discussions, chats on Facebook or on social media and then go out on a date. You can be literally killed at the end. You could be raped, you could be robbed, and you could be swindled. So you need to be careful out there. The government has a responsibility, especially towards the vulnerable, especially towards the elderly, women and children. And the government should have much, much more visual policing available, especially in and all areas where there are the elderly, children and women. And there should be specialized units dealing with crimes that's committed against these vulnerable people. And unfortunately, our police force does not have the complete infrastructure as well as the specialists that's needed for such investigations presently, and that's a big concern.